you for taking the time to attend. We are pleased to have with us today Mr. Teo Selak, Minister of State, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and Mayor of the North East District. Without further ado, let me now invite Mr. Edward Liu, PBM, Group Managing Director of Conference and Exhibition Management Services, to give his welcome remarks. Mr. Liu, please.
Our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Teo Selak, Minister of State, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and Mayor of North East District, Mr. Danny Shin, Chief Executive Officer, Explorem, our partner, Mr. Victor Ma, President of the ASEAN Coffee Federation and Singapore Coffee Association, representatives from the government agencies, exhibitors, visitors, and guests. Good morning and a warm welcome to Cafe Asia 2013 and International Coffee and Tea ICT Industry Expo 2013 at this iconic Marina Bay Sands. Coffee and tea consumption culture in Singapore is well ingrained, from the traditional kopi and tea found in coffee shops to Western-style espressos and premium teas at cafe chains. And as more expats reside in Singapore and locals travel overseas, more varieties of coffee and tea are finding their way into the consumers' minds and preferences. More people are also setting up unique themed cafes to cater to the diverse choices of consumers in coffee and tea appreciation. The outlook for the region's cafe, coffee and tea industry is indeed optimistic. Consumers' increasingly urbanized lifestyle, accompanied by higher incomes, are splurging on the purchasing power on specialty and premium coffee and tea products. These consumers frequent kopitiam for the daily morning coffee and tea fix, and flock to cafes for social gatherings and leisure. Some consumers have even taken to enjoying their own ground and brew coffee at home. These trends exemplify how Singapore is becoming one of the most matured coffee markets in the Asia-Pacific region. Statistics Singapore predicts that between 2011 and 2016, coffee value sales are forecasted to grow at a compound annual average rate of 2.6%, while tea value sales will grow at 2%. This growth is underpinned by continued product innovation and store extensions among coffee retailers in Singapore, as well as the growing sophistication in coffee taste amongst consumers. This is where Cafe Asia 2013 and ICT Industry Expo 2013 hope to play a vital role. These premier events will see over 90 exhibitors from over 20 countries, showcasing cafeteria equipment and supplies, as well as coffee and tea products. Cafe Asia 2013 and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo 2013 will be the optimal platforms for industry stakeholders to discover new products, explore business opportunities, and source for new suppliers and vendors. The combined events over the 3 days will offer consumers a unique opportunity to explore the world of coffee, tea, and cafe business. Visitors can attend the coffee roasting workshops and labs, as well as partake in the tea seminar and tasting session. The first Asia Coffee Summit, led by industry experts, will allow delegates to gain a deeper understanding into the topic of sustainable practices in the coffee industry. The Singapore Coffee Association will also be holding its various competitions during these few days. The championships will aim to identify the cream of the crop in barista, latte art, and cupping. Members of the Singapore Coffee Association and many exhibitors will also be offering complimentary tasting of their products. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Minister of State, Mr. Teo Ser Luck, our exhibitors whose participation helped make Cafe Asia 2013 and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo 2013 possible. I would also like to thank our co-organizer, Exporium, and our host, Singapore Coffee Association, as well as all other supporting associations and media partners for your kind support. I wish all a fulfilling experience at Cafe Asia 2013 and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo 2013. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. Let me now welcome Mr. Danny Shin, Chief Executive Officer of Exporium Inc., co-organizer of the event, to say a few words. Mr. Shin, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cafe Asia and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo. I'd like to express my gratitude to our valued exhibitors, visitors, and organization representatives of Cafe Asia and ICT Industry Expo. It is my big pleasure to host Cafe Asia in Singapore, the hub of business towards Southeast Asia. It also has been a role model to its neighboring countries within the coffee and tea industry. It continues to attract large numbers of buyers and industry officials each year from the area of Southeast Asia with various kinds of taste and flavor. For this reason, Cafe Asia will become a center of network among the ASEAN coffee and tea industry, and the gateway for creating new business opportunities between producers and buyers. We are confident that participants will be satisfied with our exhibition and various concurrent events, which introduce the newest trend of the world. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to our co-organizer, SAMS, and Singapore Coffee Associations. I wish exhibitors and buyers attain tasty output from Cafe Asia and ICT Industry Expo, and look forward to your continuing support and encouragement for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shin. Let me now welcome Mr. Victor Ma, President of Singapore Coffee Association and host of the event, to give his welcome address. Mr. Ma, please.
Our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Teo Ser Luck, Minister of State, Minister of Trade and Industry and Mayor of Northeast District of Singapore, Mr. Edward Liu, PBM, Group Managing Director of Conference Exhibition Services, Mr. Danny Shin, Chief Executive Officer, Exporium, representatives from the various body organizations, exhibitors, visitors, and guests. As president of the Singapore Coffee Association, I would like to welcome you on the first Cafe Asia and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo 2013. The Singapore Coffee Association was established in the 1950s by a group of pioneering coffee traders who were dedicated to the development of local coffee trade. Today, our membership represents all sectors of the coffee industry, from green coffee supply chain providers, like some of the big coffee traders of the world we have today, Nero, Dreyfus, members of this association, international and national roasters. Nestle is a member of our association, local roasters like One Cafe, and very well-known coffee retailers like Starbucks and Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. The association aims to provide a forum for all sectors of the coffee industry to share information, promote consumption, and trade as an industry, create awareness, and promote the image of coffee in the community, and represent the local coffee industry at national and international forums. To which I am also pleased to say that the Singapore Coffee Association is also a founding member of the ASEAN Coffee Federation, whose goal is to promote the Asian coffee regionally and internationally. The Federation is currently made up of coffee-related associations from Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore of course, Thailand and Vietnam. As part of our outreaching initiatives to promote local and regional coffee, we hold and participate in various events and meetings. One significant example is the association's participation as the host of the first Cafe Asia and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo 2013. The three-day combined events is the ideal gathering place for local, regional and international stakeholders to get together and explore further opportunities in the coffee, trade and related businesses. The ASEAN Coffee Federation, in conjunction with the first Asia Coffee Summit, will also be conducting its board meeting during this three-day event. Apart from the Asia Coffee Summit, the Singapore Coffee Association will also be conducting a series of championships, as you can see from the platform here, to again showcase the art of coffee brewing and tasting, as well as identify the talents amongst the participants, who the winner will go on to Melbourne to the World Barista Championships to represent Singapore. I must say we've done quite well in the competitions so far. We've always been in the top 20 or 25. Not bad for a little red dot. I would like to thank the organizers for inviting the Singapore Coffee Association to be the host and providing us another optimal platform to promote coffee locally and regionally. I would also like to thank the exhibitors, the supporting organizations and media for their participation and support. I wish all of you an exciting experience at Cafe Asia and International Coffee and Tea Industries. I'd also like to say a small reminder to Mr. Teo, whether he remembers that he was the first minister to come and help us in our very first competition which we organized. I'd like to thank him, especially because he's really a great coffee fan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ma. Today, we are very honored to have with us our guest of honor, Mr. Teo Ser-Luck, Minister of State, Ministry of Trade and Industry and Mayor of the North West District. Let me now invite the Minister to give his opening address. Minister, please.
Good morning, everybody. Let me just do some formality of greetings first. Mr. Dennis Shin, CEO, Exforum Incorporated. Mr. Victor Ma, President, ASEAN Coffee Federation and Singapore Coffee Associations. Mr. Edward Liu, Managing Director of the Conference and Exhibition Management Services Private Limited. Also, Excellencies from and Ambassadors of Poland, Cambodia and India. Welcome to this inaugural event. I'm glad to see all of you here. Yes, it's not my first time
trying to support this industry. And it's because you normally come for these events and you get free coffee and why not. So today I haven't had one and I just had half of it just now. So I tried to complete the other half after the event. Yeah. Coffee has been really, it's a process of growing up. I think in the past when we were younger, maybe we don't take that much coffee. But as we grow older, it seems like we can't do without it. And we've made progress from kopitiam coffee shops to basically cafe as well. And I think it was very aptly put that we go to get our daily fix at the Heartlands coffee shops, and then we socialize at the cafe. And today is still about the same. And I do have plans also as an MP of the constituency to bring coffee joints or even little cafe corners into the Heartlands, nearer to our HDBs and nearer to where our residents live, because I think many of them have already adopted to this lifestyle. Either they rush to the coffee shop to actually have their daily fix. I was just thinking, why not bring this daily fix of coffee nearer to their home, and they make it so much more accessible. Well, it's great to see such an event, and I'm happy to be here to open it. I also wanted to encourage this industry to really look at Singapore as a hub, not just in trading of the coffee bean of the community, but really as a place where lifestyle is concerned with regards to coffee. Because the culture of coffee and tea consumption has already been well entrenched in every day of our lives. And I'm glad that the organizers have the idea and the concept to launch this Cafe Asia 2013. I'm also glad that they will expand it into the region, because this is the platform to further the growth and development of the coffee industry and the trade in Singapore and our ASEAN friends and neighbors. Its co-held with the inaugural Cafe Asia 2013 is the International Coffee and Tea Industry 2030. I'm told that it's a springboard for local and international industry players to tap into Asia's promising market potential. And the concurrent Asia Coffee Summit 2013 features some of the international coffee connoisseurs, experts, and brings together the many different businesses and stakeholders within the booming coffee industry in the Asia Pacific region. And with more than 15 Singapore-based companies participating in the Cafe Asia, this event is also an important platform to help our Singapore companies and homegrown brands and promote their products and services to the regional buyers. The food and beverage industry in Singapore includes some 6,453 establishments. And in 2011, this industry accounted for 7.1 billion in revenue. And a significant part of it, 20%, is represented by the cafes and bars segment. So it's not a small industry, it's really relatively large, comprising of many players. Some are small medium enterprises, many are micro enterprises, but they all contribute to a part of this industry that contributes to the GDP as well. And over the past few years, it has grown. It has grown because of Singapore's connectivity to the region, rising income, and also changing consumption patterns. The well-developed F&B scene in Singapore and cosmopolitan market also means that Singapore companies are now well positioned to tap into the growing market and the global demand for new and quality food products and concepts. So we don't just go to the famous chains, right? Today we also go to some of the specialty coffee joints, very unique offerings. Learn a new word they call indie, right? Indie outlets. And I think that's very exciting, but you don't really have to go underground, a lot of them at the front. So that indie concept I think is very interesting. Suits the lifestyle of the young and the urban professionals today. And using the cafe and bar segment as an example, between 2007 and 2011, the compound annual growth rate of the global cafe and bar segment, it grew steadily to about 1.6% to reach 489.6 billion. And as the second largest market for cafe and bars, behind Western Europe, the Asia Pacific region presents a strong growth story. It achieved a strong growth of 5% between 2007 and 2011. And with these positive developments, the significance of this region will continue to grow because we have a growth of a middle class throughout the region now. People are becoming more affluent, income levels goes up, I think they are looking for a certain lifestyle, quality lifestyle, and coffee is very much a part of it. So the government has been working closely with companies in this sector to evaluate the business processes and improve the staff performance through service capabilities, development, and skills upgrading. Because as you know, this time we roll out the budget, and we know that this budget is to strengthen our local companies, is to strengthen our business sector. It's very important because we are facing economic uncertainty globally, but at the same time, we are also facing certain segments with growth opportunities. We have to keep a balance while we also experience a labor crunch process or labor crunch policies that has been implemented throughout. So there are some difficulties that some of the small medium enterprises are facing, but nevertheless there are many schemes that is actually out there to help strengthen those companies who take a proactive approach or take a step forward to review the processes and see what they can do. And that includes the F&B industry. We want to work together with all these companies, not just to improve productivity, but let me just say that productivity drive is one way to strengthen companies. And you know we roll out many schemes. And some of these schemes helps in the company to improve their output. And improving output doesn't necessarily mean that you actually work the worker harder. Although sometimes I do understand some companies come with a labor-intensive industry. For F&B especially, sometimes the frontline staff and sometimes the backroom staff will all be labor-intensive. But in any way, when there is a gap where you can computerize or automate to improve the productivity, there will always be programs and schemes there to help you. And sometimes these schemes not only just help you to recover costs or defray the cost of operations, it gives a certain cash flow incentive. An example is the PIC credit. This productivity innovation credit or PIC actually allows the company to enjoy 400% of a tax deduction, and 400% means that you will have a net cash positive, which means that 60%, you get 60% cash payout out of 400% PIC, as long as you invest in innovation and productivity. And I was just wandering around and I was introduced to a product, and I think innovation can come in big and small ones. For example, this product, well, it's, we use tea leaves, right? And then you put tea leaves was a very primitive and original way, and later on you have tea bags, right? So right now it's been innovatively produced to have a combination of all in one. We have tea leaves inside this packet, and then you put it in there and you stir, right? So this is in some way or another an innovation. And if any companies with ideas and innovative way to do certain things that improves not just productivity, but their products and services, government schemes and programs is there to help you to do the research and development in the process. And that's how these schemes would help you. Not only that, this year, as you know, we roll out some of the new programs or new schemes to further help smaller companies. There is one where we call a PIC bonus, Productivity Innovation Credit Bonus. This is to actually allow companies to have cash inflow into the company up to a cap of $15,000. That means when you actually invest in your company to do innovative development or buy purchase of equipment of any of sorts that increase your productivity or improve your productivity, at least $5,000, there will be a top up of a $1 to $1 matching. So not only you get to recover your cost, you get cash inflow from the government. That helps in some way or another some of the smaller companies that are cash strapped. Well, I think the government is looking at different industry to work with, especially those with potential for productivity improvement or potential to be strengthened in this industry, or a potential to grow or to position Singapore as a global or international or regional hub. I think coffee trade and industry is one big sector that we cannot look at. So I hope that the association and the government can actually work together to look and explore in areas where we can help improve the entire industry as a whole. And in that, we actually roll out a scheme where we call collaborative industry projects. Collaborative industry projects would require the sector and the businesses of the sector to come together and see where are the chances or the gaps that we could close in order to strengthen the whole industry and to strengthen the companies companies that's within the industry. So I urge the association, Singapore Coffee Association, to closely look at what are the ways we can work together with the government. There are so many schemes available today. Don't have to remember all of them, because I can't remember all of them myself, although I'm the one who rolled it out. If you ask me, I hope that I can remember more than half of it. But more importantly is to have the idea, the concept. Because with the idea of the concept, we can develop it further, and there will always be programs to support it. Well, in the time to come, we are going into, government is rolling out several schemes to go into the heartlands. And many of these schemes will actually help in many small businesses of the sector, including the coffee trade. And then many of your members may benefit from it. And I think it's important to be watchful what are those, and to work closely with our officers on the ground. Our officers on the ground will come in the form of an outreach officer. They will reach out to industry, reach out to shops, reach out to businesses, no matter how big or small. In that case, we actually are going to roll out and set up the SME centers, Small Medium Enterprise Centers. And that is a very inclusive center, which means that businesses of any nature, of any sector, we are going to embrace it and see what we can do to help the different industry and businesses. Because in order to when we do that, we can improve the sector as a whole. So we are trying to reach out to as many as possible. The SME Center is an enhanced and new development of the current Enterprise Development Center. And that is to be able to reach out and do as much of it as possible within the heartlands and also within the industry. So I understand that these challenges, I understand that many of the challenges that the businesses face, food manufacturers, coffee trade, and members of this industry are vast and diverse. So several of the policies that we roll out are not a one-size-fits-all. We can't. So many of the things will be customized as best we can. Policies that we roll out will be customized to the different sector. By that I meant that when we implement those schemes and programs on the ground, this time we're going to take a different approach. It's going to be a flexible and open approach. Flexible and open approach in terms of applying some of these schemes and incentives to the industry, to help the industry to develop. And it's important to respect the domain knowledge of the industry and the players and the practitioners. Because when we do that, then the schemes is supportive, and it will not be a top-down approach, it will be a bottoms-up approach. So my colleagues at Spring Singapore and several of us in the government will be more than happy to advise on the schemes or to engage you and to work together for a better solution of tomorrow. At this juncture, let me commend the trade associations such as the Singapore Coffee Association, the Singapore Manufacturers Federation, the ASEAN Coffee Federation for organizing Cafe Asia 2013, and also the International Coffee and Tea Industry 2013. Singapore has an established reputation of quality and service and the potential of becoming an even more important hub, serving the Asian coffee and tea trades. And we hope that the associations and businesses will continue to grow their base here by initiating, innovating and responding to the demands of the market, both globally and locally. In closing, I wish all exhibitors and visitors a rewarding and enjoyable experience at the event. And also may you have a good coffee time today.
We now declare Cafe Asia and International Coffee and Tea Industry Expo officially open.
Hi, welcome to the National Queen's Choice here at the Coffee Asia and 2013 in Singapore. Here we have Mr. Emmanuel, who is the director for the Philippine Coffee Board Incorporated, and he's going to tell us more about the prospect of coffee in the Philippines. Mr. Emmanuel, please tell us what's happening in the Philippines right now.
Well, the Philippine Coffee Board, as we're known, is currently working on some projects to improve quantity and quality of Philippine coffee. And we've concentrated on the different mountains around the Philippines. We have about 5 to 6 main mountains that can grow coffee. And we're trying to promote these coffees here in the show to give awareness to the market that there's such coffees from the Philippines which are 100% Arabica and grown on high elevations that have come up with a sweeter full-bodied coffees from the different islands. That's why we're called Kapi Isla, which is island coffee.
Wow. Now, is there any challenges ahead for the coffee industry?
Well, challenges always are around. It's difficult to grow coffee in mountains, plus limited support from government in terms of funding and what have you, plus cultural differences in different areas. But we're very confident that we'll be able to achieve what we want to do with regard to promoting Philippine coffee.
Now, what about climate change?
Well, climate change is affecting crops all over the world, and coffee is no exception. However, I don't think we feel it that much in the Philippines because we're islands, and our microclimates are more adaptable to climate change, so maybe will not be very much affected by climate change.
Now, what is good coffee for Philippines?
Well,
What's
we
the
have
philosophy?
Benguet. We have Benguet, which is a Cordillera coffee, which is 100% Typica and Bourbon, grown at elevations of 1,500 up. So very good acidity and good body, and I think we can offer that to the world. And there are other mountains also in Mindanao, like Kitanlad and Matutum, which grow different varieties like Mysore, which is an Indian variety. And I hope we can show the world that the Philippines is capable of having excellent coffee.
So, Mr. Emmanuel, please tell us what is good coffee and the philosophy of good coffee for the Philippine Coffee Board.
Well, good coffee is the one that you like actually, but for us, good coffee is a good cup, clean, medium to high acidity, good body, and very flavorful.
Wow.
So that's good coffee for me.
What's next for the Philippine Coffee Board?
Well, we're still continuing to promote our coffees abroad, and at the same time working on some projects like Mount Canlaon, one of the mountains in Central Visayas, where we have a project. We're propagating a lot of seedlings from Typica and Bourbon varieties, and we hope to spread this out all over the Mount Canlaon and create a good origin from that area.
How can our viewers contact you for more information?
Well, for more information, we're at the internet, www.philippineboard.com and philippincoffeeboard.com, and they can also get in touch with our offices in Manila.
Wonderful. Well, folks, there you go. Thank you for joining me here at the National Critics' Choice. Do contact the Philippine Coffee Board Incorporated on their website for more information.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, welcome to the National Critics' Choice Online News.
Thank you very much.
And here at Cafe Asia, the first of its kind in 2013, tell us why you choose to come here and what's the advantage that will give you?
Just to support my distributors.
Ah, okay. Great. And so what do you see that's unique for Cafe Asia?
I think Cafe Asia is much more better. The quality of the people who are coming in Cafe Asia were missed in the tea and coffee show. Over here, because it may be due to because it is in the heart of Singapore. Because certain people, they don't want to travel so much for the show, but it is within the heart and people can come easily and people can go easily.
And also your product can be bought in Singapore as well, in Southeast Asia.
Now my distributors are here, so everybody can buy the product over here.
And so could you tell us who's the distributor here in Singapore?
Yeah, it's Tea Ideas Private Limited, Singapore.
Okay, great. So folks, please contact Tea Ideas Private Limited Singapore. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you more often in the following years.
Thank you.
And what's the next plan for Premier now?
Now, Premier, we are going to introduce our tea in Singapore in a better way, and maybe much more. We will try to bring the awareness. That is our main motto, to bring the awareness of the Premier's brand in Singapore.
Do you have any intention to host any master classes for tea, bring a chef here in Singapore? Or?
Yeah, that is our plan, but let us see, let them do the homework, and then we'll definitely.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman, thank you for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice at the first ever Cafe Asia 2013. What is the secret of your success in hosting this first wonderful cafe exhibition?
Well, there's no real secret. I think the USP is that we have to work with the industry, So therefore, we are working very closely with the Singapore Coffee Association, and they have lent us a lot of support by encouraging the members to participate and to help organize the barista cupping and latte art competition that helped to generate the buzz. And that's why we are getting a very good response, and that's the president, as you can see.
Yes.
Thank
so
you.
What's your favorite coffee in this show that you ever wanted to try?
Well, I think most of the coffee here are unique, different blend from different countries. I think all of them are good, to be honest. Perhaps it's a personal preference of individuals.
What's next for you, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
What's next for you for this show?
Well, we will bring this show to the region to help some of the SMEs like Ideas Tea that you see behind you to reach out to the region in Southeast Asia. So we will bring the show back to Singapore in 2 years' time. But in the meantime, we will learn from our mistakes if there are, and we certainly will want to learn and hear from our exhibitors how else we can serve them better in order to grow this show. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for joining us.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice online news, and here at Cafe Asia 2013. Please tell us what Bomb Cafe has in store and what's new.
Well, we have lined up this year a new launch of a new blend to commemorate our 50th anniversary. It's called Rainforest Gold. It's in a way to commemorate 50 years of roasting excellence of Bon Café in this region, and also to promote the Rainforest Alliance, which is an alliance of rainforest coffee growers to support the rainforest growing needs of the farmers. And we hope to launch this aggressively in the markets here and in other parts of Asia. And for Bon Café, we continue to look at the ready-to-drink market with our ready-to-drink coffee and our carbonated drinks as a way forward with innovation.
How important is climate change for Bon Café?
We hope to support Rainforest Gold in the way that they grow their coffee and to give back from the proceeds of our sales of this product to the farmers that can help build their lives and the livelihood of their families.
Now, what's next after this? Will you guys be back for the next edition for
the Cafe Asia?
Yeah.
We're definitely optimistic to see how this show is performing, and would definitely like to see ourselves being part of it on a regular basis.
One last question, and that is, what differentiates between Bon Café and all the other cafe brands in terms of competition?
We've been a pioneering company that's been here for 50 years in Southeast Asia, and we always stay true to our values of good quality, good service, and the integrity of our product. So we'd like to think that it's the service and the extra mile that we take with our customers in our service and products.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice. And folks, please log on to Bon Cafe's Facebook or even a website for more information. Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice online news, and here at the Singapore Cafe Asia 2013, we have the Sri Lanka Tea Board, the Deputy Director for Promotions, Ms. Bandara, who's going to tell us more about the Sri Lanka's tea industry. Ms. Bandara, please tell us more about the Sri Lankan tea industry in Sri Lanka.
Yes, we produce the world best Ceylon tea, and we produce about 320 million kilograms every year, and we export about 300 million kilograms to more than 100 destinations. And the secret behind is we produce 7 different varieties of tea from Sri Lanka. As you can see, geographical indications, we have 7 different types of Ceylon tea, and we want to promote this product to the Far East countries, and we thought, yes, this is the best time for us to come to Singapore. At the moment, we export about 600 metric tons, and we can see there is a potential, because this is a new thing that we came out with a new concept. giving different varieties of Ceylon tea, and we want to introduce to the Singaporean market.
Now, what kind of challenges does Sri Lanka is now facing, including the issue of climate change? Is Sri Lanka is going to expand the program to protect the farmers and as well as the economy of tea?
Yes, now actually about we employ directly and indirectly about 2 million people in this thing, and it gives a 5% GDP contribution to, and this is the agricultural product, the main agricultural product that we export, and we were the first to earn $1 billion in 2009. The industry, it has become a $1 billion industry in 2009, and I am very proud to announce that we produced the first ozone-friendly tea in the world.
Amazing.
And we were actually awarded by the Montreal Protocol in Canada because we stopped using methyl bromide, which is not good for the ozone layer, and we got the award in 2007, the Montreal Protocol, and we got the ozone-friendly Ceylon tea, and we have a logo for that, and we have started registering this logo in overseas markets.
What's next for Sri Lanka right now in terms for the tea market? Do you have any plans for your tea board to promote in Southeast Asia?
Yes, actually at the moment we are the number one with regard to the value addition. Like we of all the exports, 40% of our production it goes as a value addition. So we want to increase up to at least 50%. We want to add more value. So because we are the number one in the world for value-added exports, and we want to increase that. And because that is why we promote our lion logo, which is the trademark of the Sri Lanka Tea Board, and it is packed in Sri Lanka. And we want to give all the nation, all the people around the world to taste a real, pure Ceylon tea, a cup of tea.
Now, is your government has any plans to paint the name Ceylon tea as well as the product itself the way India has done for the Darjeeling tea? Is there any plans for that?
Yes, that is why, as I told you, the teas are coming from 7 different regions, and we have started registering this geographical indication, that is GI logo. We have introduced 7 logos for 7 regions, and we have started registering this GI logo with 25 countries at the moment, and it is in the process.
Now, are you also foresee that there will be more plans to increase in production?
At the moment, we are concentrating on replanting because, as you know, this is a 150-year-old industry. So we have some plantation with a lot of old tea bushes. So actually the government is trying to give a subsidy for the replanting, and we want to help the tea growers.
Now, for first-time travelers to Sri Lanka, what will be the one place that they should go and visit for tea, and how does your tea able to complement with food? Is there any one particular cuisine that you can recommend for our travelers and businesses to try Ceylon tea in Sri Lanka?
In fact, so many places we have tea outlets, but I would recommend for you to visit at least one tea estate in the upcountry. It's a beautiful scenery with the green carpet effect, and then it's a beautiful mountains covered with tea plantation. And also I would recommend to go to the tea museum in the upcountry, because that is the one and only tea museum, the first tea museum in the world, and I would recommend you to visit the tea museum. And the other place is the largest auction center in the world, that is Colombo auction. So with the permission of the Chamber of Commerce, you can visit the Colombo auction also.
Amazing. So what's next for your tea board right now? Do you foresee there'll be more people coming to Sri Lanka, and is the political situation in Sri Lanka stable enough?
Of course. Now we are very happy. It's a peaceful country after 30 years of this ethnic conflict, and we are very happily now doing our business, and I always welcome anybody to come and visit the Sri Lanka at any time, because it's a peaceful country now, totally peaceful.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us, Ms. Madara, for
Thank
the
you very
National
much.
Critics' Choice. And for folks, please come by to Sri Lanka to try their teas. And once again, I'm Robin Stienberg. Have a great day ahead.
Mostly we drink Bimula tea, Bimula tea, which is coming from the western slope of the mountain.
Oh, Dimbula tea.
Bimula tea, because Sri Lankan people, they drink plain tea as well as milk tea. So they choose one tea as mostly Dimbula tea, but they drink other teas as well. But mostly Dimbula tea, because they can select according to their moods. Like if they want plain tea, yes, with less brewing time, they can have a plain tea. But if they want good cup of milk tea, yes, then they go for 5 minutes brewing time, and they make a good cup of tea.
And what is good tea for you? What's the philosophy of good tea?
It's very difficult to as I'm a taster, for me it gives a different characteristics, different aroma, different flavor. So it's very difficult for me to recommend somebody. It's all depending on your individual taste.
Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice Online News. We have Mr. Cole with us here at the Cafe Asia 2013, and he's going to tell us more about the local brewed coffee that he has done. Mr. Cole, please tell us more about your coffee.
Okay, we are a local roasting plant in Singapore. We've been roasting for the last 3 decades. And basically, local roasting in Singapore, there are about 30 roasters. Of the 30 roasters, we are the only roasting plant in Singapore that is being roasted hands-on by the boss himself.
Really?
My boss roasts every batch of coffee daily.
Wow.
Okay, and we used to roast for big boys, big customers like Go Kili in Singapore. Okay, we used to be roasting for Go Kili until 3 years ago. Okay, we have formulated a 2-in-1 blend, in which was given to you, and the process of this is you only need to add hot water. Okay, because we realize that there's a group of customers that do not have the time to go down to the coffee shop to buy coffee, so they need to drink something which is quick and easy. So even if I give you the coffee powder, you need some basic skill in brewing coffee. If you don't have the basic skill, you cannot brew proper coffee. So in this sense, we came out with a 2-in-1 sachet blend, in which you just typically need to add hot water to it, that's all.
Now, what's the secret of your success, and also what kind of competitive edge does it give you here in Singapore?
In Singapore here, the first competitive edge is my boss looks after every roast himself personally. That's the most first important competitive edge. Second competitive edge is we users only pure coffee. Okay, we users only pure coffee. Alright, so how to ascertain how pure is your coffee is, after drinking a cup of coffee, you leave half a cup and you let the coffee cool down. After cooling the coffee, when you drink again, you'll be able to drink whatever that's been added there. So I'm very confident of our coffee is we don't add anything else. Even when the coffee cools down, it still tastes the same.
Wow. Now, what is good coffee to you? What's the philosophy of good coffee?
Philosophy of good coffee is one man's meat is another man's poison. So some people will prefer a strong aftertaste, some will prefer a bitter aftertaste. So what we do is we can customize to each individual customer. So basically a strong coffee, a good coffee is a coffee that has got strong aroma and the aftertaste there is not much bitterness.
So what's next for your company?
Yeah, we are looking at export business, repackaging business, where we also can do OEM for other customers who does not know how to roast. We also supply OEM.
So where's the website and email information that
it's all listed in our website at www.tlefood.com. It's listed there in the website.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you. Thank you.